Episode 9, The Curse of the Paprika Pot. It was a blustery evening, and Heinrick was rummaging through the dusty back corners of his pantry. Behind a jar of pickled radishes and an unlabeled bottle of suspiciously glowing vinegar, he found it. A tin of paprika, red as fresh embers and stamped with ominous swirling sigils. "Kutath," Heinrick called cheerfully, holding up the tin. "Tonight we feast on Transylvanian Goulash, seasoned with the most exotic spice." Kutath eyed the container, his tusked mouth turning down into a frown. "Looks cursed." "Nonsense," Heinrick said, shaking a liberal helping into the bubbling pot. "Paprika only adds flavor, and maybe at worst heartburn." The cauldron gave a shudder. A puff of scarlet smoke rose, curling into the shape of a vampire bat that screeched and then evaporated into the rafters. The stew began to glow faintly green. "Smells tangy," Kutath muttered, backing away. Then it happened. From the depths of the cauldron, ghostly shapes began to rise. Spectral ghoul heads made of steam, their mouths open in silent wails. One of them bit into a floating potato, which screamed like a banshee before dissolving back into the broth. Customers who had gathered to watch Heinrick's culinary theater gasped. The local gnome fainted into a breadbasket. "Perfect presentation," Heinrick said, ladling out bowls. One brave halfling dipped his spoon, took a bite, and immediately sprouted fangs. The halfling's voice deepened. "I want another serving." Kutath grabbed his axe, but the axe was quickly slapped away from his hand by a flying spectral sausage. The tavern filled with chaos, shriek-singing carrots, poltergeist paprika peppers, and noodles that slithered like snakes across the floor. Finally, Kutath grabbed a loaf of Heinrick's emergency garlic bread and hurled it into the pot. With a thunderous boom, the goulash shrieked and collapsed into a harmless, spicy puddle. The cursed paprika tin let out a pitiful hiss and crumbled to ash. Everyone sat in silence, coughing from the spice-laden smoke. "Well," Heinrick said at last, brushing ash from his singed eyebrows, "I'd say that was ghoul-ishly good fun, wouldn't you?" Kutath just groaned. "Next time, no paprika." That night, long after closing, the leftover bowls of goulash bubbled quietly in the kitchen. Suddenly, one spoon floated up by itself, twirled dramatically, and shouted in a thick Transylvanian accent, "I want to stir again." Heinrick rolled over in bed upstairs and groaned. "Note to self," he muttered, "never keep leftovers."